Hey folks, it's the 14th of December, 10 days till Christmas Eve. So a week and a half to finish the Advent build. Tiger Moth. This could very easily turn into, for me, the Advent build plus the 12 days of Christmas, in which case I unofficially or officially drop out of the Advent build. I've made a lot of progress, although when I show you what I've done, you might go, doesn't seem like a whole lot more has gone on, but I'm getting there. Now, a word of caution, which should have been probably obvious from any of the previous installments. This is not the way to build a 1/32 scale Tiger Moth, whether it was made by Revell or Matchbox or ICM. This is the eclectic, unusual way I'm building this old Revell kit for a variety of reasons. If you want to see how to build a 1/32 scale Tiger Moth model, in this case the ICM model, head over to Genesis Design and Modelcraft and see what Jen is doing there. Properly fitting, sanding, and test fitting, and a whole lot of very useful techniques for constructing a model like this, most of which I have been blatantly ignoring in my rush to get things done. All right, enough making excuses for where I am and what I have or haven't done. Let's take a look now at what this model looks like, work in process or work in progress, with 10 days to go till the end of Advent. Well, here we are. I'll try and be brief, but I may ramble on. What went well? What hasn't gone quite so well? I assembled the engine, the Gypsy engine, and I'm pleased to say that it dry fit in very nicely. I wasn't sure that was going to come together. It's not hard to assemble, but I didn't know if it would square up properly. So far, so good. But I have not test fit all of the engine cowling panels which surround it. That still remains to be done, but not today. I'm also happy about how the propeller looks. It's got streaked oil paint on it, so it's going to take a few days to dry. Wanted to get that done sooner rather than later, and I'm happy about that. The anti-skid panels, I guess I'll call them that, on the roots of the lower wings. For once, my masking was pretty precise, so I'm really pleased about that. Now, in terms of things that are somewhat problematic, if I had to do it over again, I'd probably use the fine surface primer, the pink stuff, since I had a can of it, but I wouldn't be spraying, doing the finish with a yellow rattle can. I could have done a better job with an airbrush, and I made a lot of compromises in terms of how the finish looks because I just went with the blunt instrument, the spray can. It's not so much the shade, it's the unevenness of the shade. But, well, I'm not going to justify it. That was my choice. It's what I did. As always, I always insist on putting a crew in my planes if I absolutely, unless there's just something that completely stops it. And that results in compromises. They fit okay, but as a result, the gaps, I managed to get the long central gap pretty much cleaned up. I'm not sure if there's supposed to be any gap at all or seam with that piece there, which sits between the fuselage at the tail there and then to the attaches to the horizontal stabilizer. It's pretty much filled in, but you can obviously see it's a second piece. Well, it's going to stay that way. The wings are chunky. I did not taper them. They are far too chunky. That's the way it goes. Other good news, I mentioned I'd lost 3 pieces, and one of the pieces I'd lost was one of these leading edge slats for the upper wing. Well, I found it. That's good. I'm happy about that. I also found one of the two bumper pads for the cockpit there. It's almost tucked under the wing in front of the skid there. It isn't painted yet, just primed. So I found one out of the two that I'd lost. I'll fashion the other one. Yeah, and I could tell you a story about what's missing from this decal sheet, which some people might recognize and go, where'd that come from? Well, any detective sleuth will figure that out quite quickly. But just to reiterate, this is the Revell/Matchbox Tiger Moth. It's not the ICM kit. The decals, however, well, enough said. Where was I? Oh, yes. So I already have applied a few of them, and that's a story in itself. But I don't think I don't think I need to belabor the point about silly things I did while I was building this. Anyway, that triangle or pyramid is missing. It is a triangle, isn't it? Well, it's missing, and the decals were applied, and you might wonder where they are. Well, they're there, very hidden, and enough about that. I have not test fitted any of the spars or struts. Got the skis finished in sort of a, I'm going to call it a rusty weathered steel. I think the skis are steel. I think they're metal. Anyway, I found a beautiful color picture of one, of a set on a Tiger Moth, and they definitely didn't look polished black, or they didn't look like they were wood. So that's the color they'll be. And we'll get going on basically pretty soon now, wing attachment. Last thing that's going to be done will be the fine-tuning and detailing of the plexiglass for the canopy. And to that end, I may be using this liquid chrome marker to paint in the frame. I hate masking canopies, but I've tested this already and was trying it out. I tested it out on this here, which came from a World War II Mitsubishi bomber. It applies very easily, but the tip is a little thick, and I don't know if it'll hold up. So I may have to just go to my old technique, which is, mask it and spray paint it. But that comes at the very end. It's going to be nip and tuck whether this gets done by Christmas Eve. At this point, I don't know. If I could devote full day sessions, I'd be done in 4 or 5 days. Let's add another 2 or 3. But at best, I can devote just a couple hours a day to this. And the way I go in my disorganization, well, we'll see. As I said, my fallback is I'm going to finish the plane. I'm having fun. And if it becomes the Advent plus 12 Days of Christmas build, Mark's Advent plus 12 Days of Christmas build, so be it. Okay, a lot of rambling there. Sorry about that. But that's the state of play now. I'll put a link to Genesis Design and Modelcraft. You can see how somebody who really knows what they're doing addresses a build like this. It's the ICM kit, but you'll see a level of craftsmanship there that is pretty impressive. Thanks for watching.